Hey y'all, so I wanted to come on today to kind of share a testimony to the work that I'm doing now. So I'm working with Tatiana Tarot. She has a program. No, it's not really a program. She has a course. It's a 30-day devotional course centering around self-devotion, self-love, and ultimately pouring back into yourself and recentering yourself and resetting and just getting your shit together. So today, yesterday I had a breakthrough, and then today I feel like I'm having another breakthrough. So today, what, oh my goodness. Okay, so today what I'm realizing is I've always been in service. For as long as I can remember as a child, I've always been in service. I've always been sort of this provider. And it started with my family. There were times where I just did stuff that I actually didn't have to do, stuff that probably wasn't suited for me, but I just did it. From cooking dinner, from cleaning the house to maintaining the house, just over and beyond with my duties and over and beyond with just the type of service that I was doing at such a young age. And now, from a personal perspective, sharing space with my family, I'm doing those same notions. I'm taking extra care with cleaning, I'm taking extra care with the upkeep of the home. There was one point where I was really centered in the health of my family, sharing and teaching and providing different ways to help everyone, with longevity, like eating better, treating yourself better, taking care of yourself, just everything under the sun in terms of betterment. And I did this for a very long time, like a very long time, a lot of years. Just everything that I was learning, I was so anxious and so excited and so ready to share with the people in my life, which, my family, of course. And it had always been this push and this pull of just like them not being ready, them not really caring, them not really just like they wasn't really fucking with it. So now I'm in a space of understanding boundaries. Now I'm in a space of setting these boundaries and sticking to my boundaries and being consistent and devoted to my boundaries. And I'm getting out of the headspace of understanding that with having boundaries, I'm not saying that I love you less or that I'm going to treat you differently. It's me saying, because I love me this much, because I want to be treated better, I'm putting these boundaries in place. So now it looks a lot like I'm not depleting myself. I'm not overextending myself. I'm not overworking myself. I'm not doing the most. I am giving myself the time and the space to do what feels good and to understand when I'm in that space of, okay, now I'm doing more than I should. Because naturally, as I'm learning more about myself, I'm naturally a lover. I'm naturally a provider. I'm naturally cleaning and servicing and making things a home and beautifying a space and feng shui and sensuality and femininity. Like, that's just me by nature. So of course I'm just gonna do certain things naturally. But when it becomes just me, when it becomes a point to where no one else is upkeeping or stepping in or learning or trying to incorporate anything that I'm doing or trying to add to it or give me the time and space to like take a break or even just work with me as far as like unity, then it becomes a thing to where I feel like it's just me. Like, I'm the one who does this and no one else is trying to either recognize it or no one else is really trying to grow in that direction too. So today it was a lot of that. It was a lot of realizing, okay, I need these boundaries and I need to be consistent with my boundaries. And I'm no longer feeling a way about these boundaries. Protecting my energy, harnessing my sensuality, harnessing the really special parts of me, and stop being so open to share them, stop being so open to give them away, and not necessarily living in a protective state, but the awareness of it. And keeping my cup full, like I can still do what I am naturally gifted to do and what I'm naturally really, really amazing at. I can always do these things as I always am, but the other side of it now is, hey, some other things have to be implemented, like the boundaries, the care, the devotion to self before I can do any of these things for anybody else. Like even with being a mother, like there's no way I could even possibly understand how a woman could mother all day without a break, all day without pouring into herself, all day without a proper meal, all day without rest, all day without doing what truly, she desires. Like that's weird, because ain't no way, like it doesn't make sense. Because who wants a depleted mom? Who wants a mom that's tired? Who wants a mom that's hungry? Who wants a mom that's frustrated and annoyed? Like, that's not fun. So, not only is it not fun, it's not loving. It's like half-assed love. It's like, let me just do this because I'm supposed to. And nobody wants to feel that way on the opposite end. It's just not an option for me. And that is also a factor that I am learning. Was that a bee? Oh, hi, Bumblebee. Look at that. I saw a ladybug yesterday. But that's also a factor for me too. Like, there's just a lot of things I'm not tolerating anymore. There's a lot of things I'm not accepting anymore. There's a lot of things that just don't resonate with me anymore. And this is like from like 8 to 9 years of just understanding. I didn't get this knowledge overnight. This definitely took time for me to sit with myself, time for me to make the mistakes, time for me to learn from my mistakes, time for me to correct my mistakes. And I'm still learning every single fucking day. I am still learning. I don't think the path is perfection, because I don't think I'm ever going to be perfect in that sense. But because I try, I'm perfect. Because I don't give up, I'm perfect. Because I keep putting my best foot forward. Because I keep growth at my forefront. I keep betterment at my forefront. Because I'm in tune with my highest self and I love her and I care for her and I want her to win at everything. That's what makes me perfect. My heart posture, my character, the goodness of my spirit, how I treat people, how I love people, how I pour into people, how my heart is full of integrity. My beliefs, my foundation, those things make me perfect. And in that sense, I can say I am perfect. But all that other shit, y'all, I'm still learning. This dog wants to chase these squirrels. It's driving me crazy. But yes, still learning, still understanding a lot of things, a whole lot of things. And with understanding a lot of things, it takes certain experiences for you to learn things. We all learn things very, very differently. But what I've noticed, though, is on this path of spirituality, on this path of mastering self, on this path of self-discovery, oh my goodness, bring your ass. On this path, he's going to the house. He does too much for me. I'm not going to be with you while you want to chase squirrels and stuff. It's too much. on this path of of self-discovery and mastery and spirituality and getting in tune with yourself and awareness and consciousness and, you know, higher learning, evolution, you know, all those beautiful things. Some of the experiences, some of the lessons, like they intertwine with each other. To get certain lessons, you have to go through the experience. They're not going to be falling from the sky and landing in your hands. They're not going to be in a book necessarily. They're going to come as they come. So you can't even really question the experience. I mean, of course, if it's not something that we genuinely want, we're going to be somewhat annoyed or frustrated, but eventually we figure it out and we understand it for what it is and what it's bringing us and what is happening for us, and we get out of the state of being taunted, of being picked on, and things happening to us, because that is a huge false narrative. Nothing in life happens to you. Everything is happening excuse me, for you with divine purpose and divine timing, and it's happening and orchestrated the way that it needs to be, when it needs to happen, in whichever season that you're in, you know. Like, for instance, I got this book idea in 2020, and I was so anxious and so excited and so ready to publish it. You know, my spirituality journey, my path had taken a huge leap, like a huge jump, and I was learning so much shit so fucking fast. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta share this shit. Like, I have to put this in a book. And then eventually I got the title, and it really didn't take long to write the book. Like, the book came rather quickly, like everything. And then I hit a point that felt like stagnation. I felt like I didn't want to, not that I didn't want to, but the timing. I felt like there was still something else to learn. So I meditated and I prayed about it, journaled about it. I sat with it for some months. And as I was sitting with it, I received the message that not yet. It's something that you have to get, not yet. It's not time yet. So, you know, I would revisit the book, you know, ever so often. And that same message still like resonated with me. It was never a message of, okay, it's go time. Like, it was still the message of, not right now. Just hold on, be patient. Just not yet. So I decided to put it down for a bit, and I decided to just listen, you know, as excited as I was and as anxious as I was to get it out there and to share. I knew that it just wasn't the time. So I had to listen. And I had to be obedient. And, you know, here we are in 2026. And I feel what I felt in the beginning. I feel that it's time. I feel ready. I feel supported. I feel in alignment, and I feel that it's time. I feel prompted to share. I feel like it's time. I feel like whatever I was supposed to gain from these past years, I have it now. And I can share from a space of experience versus a space of just sharing shit and just putting shit out there and putting a book out there. You know what I mean? Because I had the experience years ago, but I didn't have as much knowledge as I have now, which essentially is the wisdom. And now it's a newfound place to share. So I definitely am excited about that. But But yeah, it's been very much so exciting to reach these breakthroughs, because for me personally, I love growth, and I love the growth that disrupts things, you know um because there's meaning in the chaos. Like, things can get crazy, but when you're able to understand what is actually happening, when you're able to sit within the storm, when you're able to say that you have prepared yourself properly, when you have a stable foundation, when you have incredible faith, when you have all these tools with you, it's never really chaotic, right? You just got to know how to direct the energy. You got to know how to direct the emotions. You got to know how to direct your thoughts. You got to know how to direct the space. And that takes work. That takes experience. That takes learning, making mistakes, and getting back up and not giving up. It takes all of that. So now when the breakthrough moments appear in my life, I'm able to sit and I'm able to thank God, and I'm able to pray, and I'm able to really feel like I have a great, outstanding team behind me, and that I won't fail. I may scrape my knee a little bit. I may make a mistake or two, but I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to fail myself. I'm not going to fail my children. I'm not going to fail God. I'm not going to fail my team. I'm not going to fail my appointed mission, my job. And it gets hard. Like, I'm not even gonna front, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, it gets hard, but you gotta know, like, it's going to work out. Those hard moments, I believe, are moments for us to, one, surrender, because what the fuck is going on? Two, to get aligned so we can think and see and feel clearly. And then three, to listen. To listen and to pay attention. It's easy to get caught up in things that don't necessarily belong to us. And then it's more of a challenge to get up from those spaces that we put ourselves in that aren't really ours to even be in. So yes, the sun is out. It's a beautiful day. I'm trying to work on clearing my skin. I think now when my skin breaks out, it's just stress. I think it's emotional stress because I've changed my diet completely. So now I think it's just whatever is bugging me or whatever's on my mind, I'm letting it weigh on my mind too much. I'm not picking it up and dumping it. I'm just letting it take up too much space, and then it interferes with my skin. I think that's what it is. So yeah, I'm learning to not give as much, or to be mindful of my giving. Oh, look, a butterfly, so pretty. To be mindful of my giving. I'm learning to stand tall on my boundaries. I'm learning to keep my cup full, to love on me. I'm learning to be more patient. I'm learning to breathe first before I react to things. I'm learning to move on my intuition and move on my inner knowing more. I'm learning to not psych myself out. I'm learning to ultimately trust the divine timing and arranging of my life. I'm learning to take appointed action with prayer. I'm learning to rest when I am tired. I'm learning to love without conditions, love without expectations per se, but to just love because I am an embodiment of it. And with that, it's just love. It's just straight, pure, authentic love. And if there's ever something that I don't agree with, whether a certain treatment, an idea, or a behavior, then, communication, and, we discuss that. But other than that, I'm learning to highlight the best parts of me. I'm learning to embrace the best parts of me. I'm learning to upkeep the best parts of me. I'm learning that there are people who fuck with the best parts of you, and there are people who fuck with the lesser parts of you. When I say lesser parts, I mean like the less like the parts of you that need work, right? Whether you got some fucked up shit going on, whether it's a bad habit, a bad type of behavior. You know, there's people who fuck with a sense of like lower vibrational shit, right? That's just what they adapt to. That's just what they connect to, what they cling to. That's just their shit. So if you're acting in such a way, you know, you're gonna have those people that won't hold you accountable, that won't call you out on your shit, that won't correct you, that won't support you in a way that's for you. Like, you're gonna have those people that will just keep you in that space because shit, that's the space they're in, that's the space that they know of, and they don't see it as an issue. And then on the opposite end of that, you'll have those people who see your highest self, who see you doing everything that your heart desires, and see all your dreams coming true, and want to be in support of that, and want to be by your side, and want to pour into you, and want to love you, and want to affirm you. And, you know, they talk to God about you, you know, they pray about you, they want to see you, they're reaching out to you, they're making intentional moves, you know, they're being, what's the word? They're initiating things, you know, they're praising you, they honor you, you know, they support you, they nourish you, they nurture you, they love on you, you know, in all aspects. You know, you'll have those people, and to attract more of those people, you have to be that. You have to be that so they can see that. You have to be that so they can see that, you know, or at least for them to step up in that space, you have to be that. So, yeah, it just takes time. It takes time, and we have the time. It just takes your own personal time to get it right, to just obtain it, to figure it out, you know. For me personally, probably gonna wrap this up. This is getting kind of long. For me personally, you know, I'm so grateful that God allowed me the years that I've had to get my shit right, to understand some things, to learn some things, to grow through some things, to where now, as I'm going deeper into my 30s and reaching the middle of my 30s, I have a lot of shit on my back. I have a lot of shit under my belt. I have a lot of wisdom. I've just been blessed enough to experience and to invest a certain time into my life to where I now have some really outstanding gems that have helped shape my character, have helped shape my heart, have helped shape my lifestyle, have helped shape how I just show up. And, you know, everyone's not granted that time, or not that everyone's not granted that time. Everyone's not granted that time at the same time. You know, there's everyone's on a different timeline. Everyone's on a different timeline. Everyone, like, we're all living this life, but everyone is in a different space. And that is something that I feel like you just gotta respect at the end of the day. You know, it's not necessarily meaning that you have to push what you know onto somebody, but just share it. Take your get out of my sunflowers. Leave my sunflowers alone. Stop. Leave them alone. Leave my sunflowers alone. I'm gonna have to get a gate for these sunflowers to protect them more. But yeah, everyone's on a different timeline. At the end of the day, I feel like you just have to respect where everybody is with their journey and on their path. And that doesn't mean that you can't shine and embrace who you are and shine your light. Do that in whichever way you feel called to do that. But just, you know, give people grace, give people time, give people understanding and patience, and everything kind of just falls into place when all that happens. So yeah, this is day, I'm trying to do this thing where I post every day to like just build up some sort of momentum. So this is day 2. Yeah, we'll see how the rest of my day unfolds. Amazing things are happening. I feel super excited for my life, for my journey, for my path, and everything that I'm creating and doing and building and showing and just feeling. And I am super excited for everybody else who feels the energy that I feel, who feels the changes happening, who feels just the transitionings that are taking place right now. Because I know I'm not the only one. So, with that, have a great day. And make sure that you love on you, and make sure that you don't forget about you, and that you pour into you, and that you give yourself the best experience that life has to offer.